Well, I started that. I'm all backwards tonight, you guys. I'm late by a minute, I think. I'm not prepared. And I started the camera the wrong direction. And now I am going to try to get this started. Here we go. Okay, I found it. I'm kind of a hot mess tonight. Hi, welcome. Welcome to Sip and Draw Saturday. Hopefully I can see your comments tonight. We will see. It's not gonna work well if I can't, because we're supposed to have trivia. Okay, I think I got it. Mom, I see you there. Can you leave a comment? Somebody leave a comment so I can see if I can see comments. Either no one is leaving a comment or I can't see comments, and that's going to be really, really frustrating this evening if I can't. And I think I can't. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get to it this way. Yeah, I'm not seeing the comments. This is really frustrating. How about there? Do I see them there? Okay, now I see them. I don't see them on my screen, but I do see them on my computer, so we're good. Facebook updated, and they when I create the event, I might have to stop creating the events. I don't know. It posts it in the event, and then when it does that, I cannot see the comments here. Oh, and now I see one. This is so weird. I see Fiona and I see no one else. So either there's a crazy long delay or I don't know. But anyway, hi guys. Welcome to Hot Mess Saturday. I was running late. I started doodling for Inktober, and then I realized I wanted to grab something to drink before we started, and then I all of a sudden realized I didn't have trivia together. So I got that together real quick. So we will be having trivia tonight. If you haven't done this with us before, and this is your first time, this is how trivia works. I am going to ask you questions. You're going to write down your answers. Do not write them in the group. If you write them in the group, you are giving your answers away. So this isn't like a first to answer thing. I'm going to ask questions throughout the drawing. There's 10 total questions. You're going to write down your answers, and then towards the end of the drawing, I will give you the answers and we'll see who has the most right. Okay? So that's how it works. 10 questions, write your answers down. At the end, I'll give the answers, and whoever has the most right gets something. So hopefully you guys all got that. I can see your comments over there. I'm going to look over there sometimes so I can see you guys. If you want a drinking word, I would say go with Beetlejuice, or we can stick with a standard curve. I myself am not drinking on these sip and draws anymore, so I'm drinking water. Not as exciting. I showed the drawing earlier. I'm going to show it again now. I posted on the group. We are doing people. People are always a little bit trickier, but thankfully these people have no real faces. And we're going to break them down, try to make it a little easy. Now, I typically don't show it to you anymore in color. I was so excited about this drawing, I started coloring it. If I feel like it's taking a long time just to do the drawing, we might not color it together tonight. We'll just see how everybody's vibing, see what everybody feels like. Because if I do color it tonight, I don't have a coloring page for this one then. So just keep that in mind. I am going to flip you guys around now. You can see the drawing. Remember, trivia, 10 questions. Write your answers down, please. Do not write them in the group. If you write them in the group, you are giving them away to other people. And then you might not win because you'll give someone else the right answer. So this is a drawing. I knew I wanted to do Beetlejuice. It was on my list for things in October, but I wasn't 100% sure I wanted to do Beetlejuice himself. So instead, I kind of went with one of my favorite moments in this movie when Adam and Barb turn into these funny faces. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight. Again, I will kind of break this down to hopefully make it easier. I was telling a friend, like, I love the way it came out my first time. We'll see if it comes out as good my second time. Sometimes I do better on drawings the first time around. It's really weird, but maybe it's because I'm nervous or something when I'm teaching for you guys. Though I don't always feel all that nervous, but I'm going to keep my screen open off to the side so I can see your comments. So if you have any questions on anything, feel free to comment. Oh, I was drawing a picture for my husband, showing him what the new brewery looks like. I do everything in pictures. Alrighty, let's get started. So to begin for this, I am going to start by just planning out where the two different people are going to be. So I'm going to start with 2 ovals for the heads. Now the heads are not oval at all. We're going to completely modify these, but this just helps give you something to build off of for those faces. So we have our 2 ovals on the screen, and those are going to be our two faces are going to be built off of. So the first face for Barb, she has this really almost beak-like, they both do, this kind of beak-like mouth. So I'm going to start it here inside the face, and I'm just going to do a line that comes out to a curve. And then it's going to come back in and come down. So step 1 is this top portion of her mouth, basically. From this corner, you're going to do another line that comes down about the same length as this one you made. I'm going to actually shorten this one just a little bit, make them a little bit more even. And then you can erase both of these lines across if you like. And then from here, you're going to come out and curve back in to the face. I'm actually going to start from back in here and then bring it and match it up. I want that just a little bit longer. And I can erase this line as well. So we kind of have ended up with this big beak-like shape. Now right here, just above where these end, you're going to do those 2 eyeballs. So put a circle and a circle. I'm actually making them a little bit bigger. I kind of want them touching. I want a little space on this side of that though. It doesn't matter on this side as much, but on this side I do want some space. And then up here, I'm going to do a row of teeth, and I'm just doing almost little like waves, little bumps for teeth. And I'm going to stop it just about there above the eyes, and I'll draw a line that comes across. Now you need teeth coming this way, and they're going to come to this line. So you're just going to do teeth right along this edge. And then I'm going to put a new line on the edge of those teeth, the top edge of those teeth. So these are the teeth in the front, and these are the teeth in the back. And let's give you our first trivia question. So your first trivia question of the night is, originally the studio wanted to call Beetlejuice by a different name. What did the studio want to name the movie? Write your answers down. Originally the studio wanted the name different. What did they want to name this movie? Is that better? There you go. Okay, inside this space, you're going to have a tongue. So I'm going to start it. I want a little bit of room right here. So I'm just going to kind of start this kind of curved line that comes down. And then I'm going to do the other curve that comes up. And it's going to run and kind of wave down to the very tip of the mouth, and then it'll come back. So I have this tongue here, make that line there. I'm going to put another line like right in here for that tongue. But right along the edge of this tongue, I actually want some teeth here. So you're just doing that little bump, and I'm kind of putting it in the middle of this shape until I get towards the tip. And I know this looks really messy right now, but once we start going in pen, so I would just leave all of your lines right here for now. And when we go in pen, it'll make sense. But you basically are going to have a little bit of jaw, a little bit of teeth, more teeth down here. And then you're going to have this black space underneath the tongue. And then this is all going to be colored black too. And then this is pink for the inside of the mouth. It's like dark on the really inside and then red up here. And the eyes, you can just do 2 little circles inside the eyes for the pupils, and I'll leave a little circle of light in that as well. We need a couple more rows on this top part of the head. So we're going to do one, it's going to come straight up and then back. And then you're going to have another one a little bit lower than that that comes straight up and back. And then you're going to have hair, and I would have the hair start at least halfway up this line right here and just do wavy. She has like wavy curly hair, and I'm going to bring it all the way around into the face, and then I'll erase this line here. How's everybody doing so far? Has anyone thrown their paper across the room yet? I feel like this is easier though than drawing like a real person face. Let's give you another trivia question. Don't forget to write your answers down. Don't write them in group. What popular scene in the movie was almost cut out? What popular scene did they almost cut out of this movie? Okay, I can also erase this line here. And I might shorten her hair. I haven't decided yet. There's some things I end up adjusting later. I'm going to come into her outfit right now. So I'm going to bring a curved line down, like, you imagine her neck is like right around here. And I'm going to bring a line down and then go into a sleeve. So just a little line coming in. And then over here, I am going to cut into the dress because I want this, or her hair, because I want her sleeve to be like the same length. So I'm going to do a little line going across. And then I'm going to put that curve on the top for the sleeve of the dress, kind of sticking out from her hair. So her hair is just going to pick up on both sides for me. I'm not going to worry about shortening it. There'll just be some on each side, as if it's kind of in front of one shoulder and then behind the other. You want her sleeve as wide as her arm, so don't make her sleeve too wide. And then for her arm, really simple arm, we're going to come down. We're going to come back into a little hot dog shape. And then we're going to come back up. We're just doing simple little cartoony hands. We'll put a couple little finger lines in there and call it good. I'm going to make this a little more narrow. I want to move this arm. There we go. So for the dress, I'm going to just do a little line here. And then this is like her waist. And then it's going to come out into a flowy skirt. I'm going to back this back up again. I'm going to have skirt coming back here. And then I'm going to bring the skirt in and do a line up, do another little wave and line up, another, maybe this line goes higher. Just doing that kind of wavy edge of a skirt. And then I want to give her a waist. So I'm going to give a little waistband here in the center, just 2 little lines. And this arm just comes down into the body. So we're basically seeing her body turned so we wouldn't see that back arm. Let's give you another trivia question. Don't forget, please write your answers down. Do not call them out in group. If you call them out in group, you're giving your answers away. At the end, we go over the answers. So make sure you write them down on a piece of paper. There's 10 total questions. Beetlejuice is the name of the movie, and he is a character in the movie. How many total minutes do we see the character Beetlejuice? How many total minutes of the movie do we see Beetlejuice? Okay, for the legs, we're also doing this really simple. I'm going to bring one line down. I'm going to curve it and bring it back up into the body. The next leg, I'm going to also bring down. I'm going to curve it a little bit out to the side, around, and back up to the body. And this shoe is just curving off of the body like this. And then this shoe is curving off the front like this. And we'd see a little of it in the back. So again, just a very simple shoe. Nothing fancy. I'm going to give her dress a pattern when I color it. You can do her dress however you like. I kind of gave it that little floral pattern like in the movie, but I'll do all that when I color. I don't need to worry about doing that in pencil or even in pen. And that is Barb. You have Barb. She's finished. Hopefully that wasn't too painful. I'm going to actually bring this jaw to the hair. I just realized that's kind of open-ended. And next we will work on Adam. And cheers to Beetlejuice. It's one of my favorite movies. I've already watched it this season. It has actually been on TV a couple times. I just watched it yesterday. That was kind of how I decided that we were doing this. I knew I wanted to do it, and I just thought, oh, let's start with it. So for those who don't know, I'll give you some time to catch up if you guys are still drawing. But for the month of October, we are doing all Halloween, all fall theme. So the entire month of October, whether you're drawing with me during the week or you're drawing with me on a sip and draw, it is all Halloween, all fall. Every drawing will be. Okay. For Adam, he has a beak that kind of comes back into the back of his head. So I'm actually going to do a line off of this circular face that comes from back behind his head and comes down to a point and then comes straight back and just curves a little. You can erase this line. I'll make this just a little bit wider up here. Now on this back part, you're going to square this off and bring it in. And then you'll do another one, kind of come off and bring it in. You'll have another come off. This one I'm going to square. I'm going to bring it down to kind of a V and then do that pattern again. Squared and bring it in. It's the back of his head. Yes, you are going to have to see the movie. I think everyone should see this movie. It is cheesy and it is supposed to be, really. It's great. So inside of the nose, I'm going to do a little oval right here for a nostril. And then his eye is going to be kind of a candy corn shape, that where it's narrower here and wider here. You can, of course, get rid of this little line that's inside of it. I'm going to put a little line around the eye. I want teeth for him as well. So just right underneath where kind of the nostril is, I'm going to do teeth, back to just shy of the back of the mouth. And then I'm going to do one little curve line right here. I'm going to color this in black. It'll make sense. It's kind of a little bit of the opening of the mouth. I'll show you in the original. So see right here, that's what that little circle creates. You have teeth, and then you have just this little bit, almost like he's missing a tooth. So you're seeing a little bit of inside of the mouth. And let's give you another trivia question. What was the visual budget for this film? How much money were they allowed to spend on the visual budget? So that doesn't mean the total budget of the film, but just on the visual effects. What was the visual effects budget for this movie? Okay, just down, imagine, you know, this is a head. I know it's a weird looking head, so it doesn't really matter exactly where you put this, but you're gonna put an ear. So a little open hot dog shape, open oval. And then from this ear, you're going to come down for the neck. You can really erase all of this circle at this point. You don't need it anymore. Blah, 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 blah. One would not realize I was not drinking. And then you're going to put the front side of the face just kind of coming from about halfway of his jawline. And then you can connect that. He has hair, so I'm going to see his hair kind of peeking from behind, and then I'm going to have it come down around his ear. I'll put a little line in his ear for detail. And now he has eyes for hands. So this actually makes it a little bit easier because we don't have to draw really perfect hands. And we're only giving him 4 fingers because, again, it's cartoon world. It happens a lot. So I'm going to start with the eyes. So I'm just going to put an eye right next to it, an eye next to that. They can even overlap on each other a little bit. They don't have to be one next to each other. And then I'm going to have an eye that's not directly down from this because these are his fingers and then we need his thumb. So his thumb eye is going to be just a little bit off to the side. And what we're going to do here is then put a finger line. I need to move that a little more centered. Finger line. From this one, it's going to curve around and connect to this eye. And then you're going to put just that little line for the thumb kind of cutting across. I'm not going to worry about the pupils on this part at this point. I'm just going to leave them with those little circles for now. And then I'm going to repeat the same thing over here. So he has one hand here, and then he has one over this way. So you just have to kind of guesstimate. I'm going to start it about even with the end of the nose. And again, I'm going to put circles about the same size. Maybe this one's a little bit behind that one. 3. And then a thumb a little bit off to the side here. And then same thing. You can even do this one like all the way to here first. And then you have your finger line, thumb line. So we have his head, we have his two hands. Inside this eye, let's put another little like crescent moon here, because it's basically kind of a skull. So you're looking at part of the inside, a little depth right there. And let's all take a Beetlejuice drink. And let's give you another question. Tim Burton is the creator of this movie, and Michael Keaton plays Beetlejuice in the film. Who did Tim Burton want to cast as Beetlejuice in the movie? Write your answer down. Don't put it in group. But who did Beetlejuice want, or who did Tim Burton want to cast as Beetlejuice in this film? This was probably the most surprising answer to me. I can't even imagine how much different it would kind of make the movie. Like, I'm trying to picture this person acting out the character, and it probably would be pretty funny. Okay, now, just as the arms are simple, so are the hands, we're going to keep the arms pretty simple too. So we're going to have a shirt line that comes forward into this hand. It just kind of goes into the hand. And then we have the back of his shirt, which kind of comes to this hand, and then it's going to come out. And it's going to bend for an elbow and then come forward. So this is his arm. You can put another little piece, like he's kind of turned, so we're only seeing some of his back. So this is his arm, this is his elbow. But trust me on this, don't worry too much about where this line is, because this shirt is checkered and you're going to lose that once you do the checkering. So don't fret your arm placement. I'm going to do a line that comes down for just his chest, his body. Bring it over and up into his arm there. And then his arm here, just bring down and in. I'm going to make his waist a little bit longer. And I can just leave this line, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to start creating the check pattern. So I'm going to do stripes first. And then I'm going to do stripes down. Jump the eye. And then this one would be about there. I'll do angled lines this way. And then I'll put a line right about there. And then this one you just have to kind of wing it also. I'm gonna put your lines in. Have some coming on the back. And then let's put a line right there. And then let's do one like right there. This is that arm line. Like I said, that arm line kind of disappears once you get the check of the shirt in. His pants, just bring a line down. You want them about the same height, so you're going to do shoes too. And he has a little cuff on his pants. So I'm going to go about to there. Do the other side of the pant. Do the middle between the legs. And then I'm going to put a little rolled cuff on the pant. I'm going to put a little pocket line coming at an angle here. And then I'm going to do the little like zipper fly line, the zipper crotch line. And then very, very simple shoes. We're just coming out. Actually, I'm going to have this one in front. So there. And then this one will go into this one. And then you can do a ground line if you want, or you can just kind of leave it at that. Oh, we would have a hairline right here too, going to the ear. And those are our two characters, Adam and Barb. Okay, next trivia question. Write your answer down. Winona Ryder is one of the stars of this movie. What is another Tim Burton movie that Winona Ryder is in? What is another Tim Burton movie with Winona Ryder? Give me the Tim Burton movie. She might be in more than two. So give me the one she was in with Johnny Depp. Hopefully there's not more than two there too. Anyway, give me another Tim Burton movie with Winona Ryder. Okay, now it's time to come in with the pen. So I'm just going to do all of my lines. This line above the mouth. Put those teeth in. I'm not making the teeth like super sharp. In the movie, they aren't like really sharp teeth. They're just teeth. And then these teeth will go in the other way. And then we'll have another jawline right there. We'll have this little separation line where we're going to do black and this one in. I wanted her tongue to come out, so now her tongue's going to just kind of end right there instead. And I'm doing teeth down here. All the way back. That jawline. And then I'm also going to have a line coming just above the teeth, and it kind of ends into the teeth. And I will color this in just a minute so you can see that. I'm going to just go ahead and get all my other lines on the page first. I'm going to put those pupils in. I'm going to leave a little circle of light inside of the pupil. Like that. Hair. That comes back behind her back. And then the hair that's showing on the front of her arm. Part of her sleeve, that little simple hand, So my friend Megan is here tonight, I think, unless she already gave up and threw her pens against the wall. But she is the queen of Halloween. Her costumes are spectacular. And if you do know Beetlejuice, you'll know that there's a couple scenes where they're sitting in a waiting room. And in that waiting room is a woman who's cut in half. She has like fishnets on, and her legs are on one side of the couch. And then her torso and head is on the other side of the couch. And that is what my friend Megan was for Halloween last year. I had to pick her up in my truck to take her to her costume party because she needed a truck to fit her costume. I did all my Halloween decorating today. I was super excited to get that stuff out. I didn't do much outside. We've decided to not stay home for Halloween this year because we didn't know what was happening. So we're going camping. So I didn't decorate too much outside because I didn't want to have all these decorations outside and then not be there to hand out candy. So kept my outside simple, but I always decorate inside of my house. I have 4 crates, you know, those like crates you store your your Christmas supplies, just those big plastic tubs. I have 4 of them of Halloween stuff. I think I only have 3 of Christmas. So my Halloween items officially outweigh my Christmas items, or outnumber. This is going fast tonight, so I'll still color it in again. We just won't have a coloring page for this drawing. But I'd rather stick around and color with you guys and then see your finished products. Okay, let's do this arm line. And then I'll work on that check pattern. And let's give you another trivia question. Don't forget to write your answers down. The next question is, in the very opening scene of the movie, there is an insect. What is the insect? What's the insect in the opening scene of Beetlejuice? Oh man, my arm is tired tonight. That's what I get for doing my Inktober drawing right before this. Okay, so I have all that in. I'm going to erase all my pencil lines now, and then I'm going to color in black, because there's some pretty decently sized spaces here that I'm coloring in black, and I don't want to accidentally smudge them with the eraser, so I'm going to just go ahead and erase first. What is Inktober? So there's a website, but I found out about it on Instagram years ago. It's been going for years. And there's a bunch of different events, but Inktober is one of the more popular ones. And then there's also one called Drawloween. And it's a calendar, and it's 31 drawings. So it's a drawing each day. And Inktober is not Halloween themed at all. Inktober is just drawing, just very random categories. it's just a word, and then you draw a drawing off of that word. And then Drawloween is Halloween themed for sure. Very October themed. And they give you more kind of situational or pun type things. So I'll show you while you guys are finishing up your stuff what I've done. So I bought myself a little book. So Inktober, the first day one was fish. So this was my fish. And then Drawloween was seasoning of the witch. So I made a seasoning of witch stuff. And then day 2 was wisp for Inktober. Inktober, you see a lot of people just doing pen only and they don't color. I just like to color, so I color mine. And then Drawloween was creature from the black legume. So I have the creature from the black lagoon coming out of a can of black beans. And then Inktober today was bulky. And I haven't drawn my Drawloween yet, but it's zombie juice. So I'm trying to do it each day, but you know, days like today where I have to draw, it's a lot of drawing. I bought the little notebook thinking, well, maybe if I just at least made them smaller drawings, it would be awesome. You know, it would be like awesome and easier to do because they'd be so small. Okay, so black. I'm now going to come in and I'm going to color this eye in black. Yeah, the Drawloween tends to be more silly, more pun related. And then Inktober is just more, just a topic. And then I'm going to come in here and do little eyeballs. So again, just doing pupils. With little circles of light. Oh, I gotta do one on the thumb. And it's fun if you guys like drawing. I mean, I made an album in the group. I'm not doing any instruction on those drawings, but I made an album. You can find the calendars in the group. I even posted them one day. Just look under photos. And then, you know, if you draw them, you can upload yours. We have at least one person, I think 2, who've participated. Now, in this mouth, I'm going to color right here above the teeth on this jawline. Black. I know I'm kind of covering with my hand right now, I think. So just see right along the edge, just to a certain point. I'm not going all the way out to the front of the mouth. And then I'm going to color all of this space. So here, I should have done some teeth on this side too, but I missed them. And I'm already in pen, so I just got to go with it. We're just not seeing teeth on that side. See, we all make mistakes. So I'm just coloring to this line, and all around the eyes, I'm coloring it in black. And yeah, if you haven't seen the movie and you're here drawing tonight, you are probably like, what in the heck is this? And it still works, even without those teeth. You can see on the original, she has a couple little teeth on that side. I had her tongue and then just some teeth showing. We're not seeing them here, but whatever. It still works. Doesn't ruin the drawing. Just missed it a little. Now, his shirt is checked. It is black and white checked, but I'm going to do that in pencil. I'm not going to use my pen on that. So I'll come back in with that later. And now I'm just going to, oh, you know what? No, that's good. I'm good. I'm going to color her hair in brown. And let's do another trivia question while I'm coloring. Adam and Barb, they die pretty early in the movie. And they drive their bridge, or they drive their bridge off a car. Boy, I am like, I need to sleep or something, I don't know. They drive their car off a bridge. What color is their car? Don't say it in the group. Write down your answer. What color is the car that Adam and Barb drive off the bridge? I know, right? No, I'm not drinking. I haven't been drinking for 2 weeks now. I'm taking a break. Maybe my body is just so used to drinking during sip and draw. I'm going to do this upper roof of the mouth red. Coming between the teeth. Went on the tooth a little bit right there, but that's all right. Thank you. Yeah, I'm taking a 4-week hiatus at least. I might do longer, but made some dietary changes and decided to include cutting alcohol out in there too. And then her tongue. I'm going to do her tongue red too. Now for her dress, let me find my pink. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. My pink is getting short. I'm going to do her shoes in pink. Oh, you know what, Nancy? I cut out dairy too. That's one of my things. So I can't have chocolate milk either. I just have water. I have no dairy, no gluten, no alcohol, no coffee. No fun. No, I'm just kidding. I have plenty of fun. So I'm just going to do this kind of florally pattern on her dress. And all I'm doing here is just like little puffs of pink. So just kind of wavy line and coloring it in, wavy. So it's like polka dots, but they're kind of florally looking, just to give that like look of a floral. Yeah, I feel good. I feel really good. Much better than I did. And so I'm just gonna do that all over her dress. Now some of them I kind of just want to see the edge of. Some of them you'll see the whole thing. There's no like right or wrong way to do this. Just kind of making these little puffy, rough edge marks. If you'd rather color her drink in, oh my gosh. If you'd rather color her dress in, what the heck? Solidly or all pink. I was going to say the word pink and I combined it with dress, so it came out drink. I'm not stoned either, guys. Good Lord. You can do that. You can do her dress however you want. I'm like, at this point, I'm just going to stop talking. I'm over here sounding like a nut job. And I'm going to save in the movie, the look of their like skin, it's not like a skull, like white. It is like their own skin tone. So it's kind of peachy. I'm going to save that for last because I'll do his as well. So let's get a brown for his hair as well. Let's ask you another trivia question. What are Adam and Barb's last name? What's their last name? Write your answer down. And then I'm going to get the black. And with this check, you're just going to color, every other little square in black. I knew my black pencil was broken. And then you alternate it. So do a row, and then the next row, do the opposite of what you did in the first row, so they don't end up touching. I'm going to start with the body of the shirt, and then I'll go in and do the sleeves of the shirt. So now this one, I know I want this one white, so I can do this one up here black. And then this one. So see how that works? And then you end up with that checkerboard print. Then you go opposite on this one. You just keep doing that. Now when you do the sleeves, you are going to have some areas where the squares touch, and that's okay. That would happen. And it kind of helps, actually, when it does, it helps define like that it is part of the arm. You kind of end up with some separation just by how these work. So this one would be black. And I didn't do a little square back here, but I'm gonna put like just a little bit of black in that corner. You kind of sometimes have to imagine what you would see, what, even though it's covering the majority of that upper corner of his shirt. We're seeing some of it, so you have to imagine what would that part look like. Would it be black or would it be white? You do that based on your pattern. All right, last trivia question for our Beetlejuice trivia is, what is the name of the woman who in the beginning of the movie, she really wants Adam and Barb to sell their home? What is her name? She's always popping over and trying to convince them to sell their house. And those are all of our trivia questions. Okay, so I'm going to do this one black. And I would see a little bit of black right here to say that works. I'll do this one. This is probably the part that takes the most time, is this checkered shirt. Anytime I think you have a checker or a plaid. And I'm going to do his shoes in black too, but I'm going to rip my page out. So you should have all of your trivia questions, all of your answers written down. And I will go over the answers as soon as I finish this black shoe. And then you just leave a comment and tell me how many you got right. So once you get them written down, tell me your score. We'll see who got the most. So our first question was, what is the name that the studio wanted to give this movie? What did the studio want to name it? Not Tim Burton, but the studio wanted to give it a name. What name is that? And the answer is Ghost House. The studio wanted to name it Ghost House. Tim Burton would have none of it. He thought it was cheesy. So answer 1 is Ghost House. Question number 2 was, what scene was almost cut out of the movie? The Deo scene. Deo was, it's one of the biggest scenes really in the movie, I think. One of the most memorable. And it was almost cut because Tim Burton, again, thought it was very cheesy. Or would be too cheesy and people wouldn't like it. So they almost cut the Deo scene from the film. And next question was, how many minutes? The movie is called Beetlejuice, and Michael Keaton plays Beetlejuice. How many total minutes is Beetlejuice in the movie? He is in the movie 14 and a half minutes. So the movie is named Beetlejuice, but he is actually not really in that movie for very much. Very few scenes, but boy, are his scenes memorable ones. Next question. What was the visual effects budget on this movie? It was $1 million. $1 million for the visual effects. So that's for scenes like this. This would have been a big visual effect when they change their faces or when they're in the wedding outfit above the table. If you haven't seen the movie, you don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm just putting a thin line of peach on this lower portion so it just looks like some of the bone, some of the jawline, and then see, I left the teeth white. Who did Tim Burton originally think of to cast as Beetlejuice? I'm curious to see your answers here. So what did you guys say? I'm going to pause for a second and let you guys type out who are your guesses. Maybe you know. Maybe you know, or maybe you Googled. I hope you didn't Google. You weren't supposed to. But who did Tim Burton originally want to cast? And the studio told him, nope, they didn't like it. Robin Williams is not the answer. That's a good guess. Good guess in that I feel like he could have pulled off that character too. Jim Carrey, no. I'm not sure we even knew who Jim Carrey was yet at that point. No, not Robin Williams. There's another Robin. If you don't know this answer, I promise you, this is like you would never guess what the actual answer is. So I'm going to give just a minute longer because there's a delay here. See if anybody knows the answer. The person that Tim Burton wanted to cast as Beetlejuice was Sammy Davis Jr. He wanted Sammy Davis Jr. as Beetlejuice. That was his first idea on who should be cast as the character. And I'm trying to think, like in my head, I just think of Sammy Davis Jr. as like a musician, like where that connection would be. What? Because I feel like it's an interesting one. Okay, next up. Another Tim Burton movie starring Winona Ryder. I was leaning towards Edward Scissorhands. There might be another one that I'm not thinking of. So if you know of another one, then you can mark yourself right. But I was thinking of Edward Scissorhands, which is another movie I love. What was the insect in the opening scene? It was a spider that looks really, really large, and then you realize that it's a model of the town, and so the spider is actually quite small. What is the color of Adam and Barb's car? It is yellow. What were Adam and Barb's last name? It was Maitland. Maitland is their last name. I'm just doing a little shading here and there with a little bit darker color. And finally, who was the pesky woman that always wanted them to sell their house? That would be Jane. Jane wanted them to sell their house. So those are your answers. Tell me how many you got right. How many did you get right? I'm just going to put my initials down here at the bottom. I'll put the date, 10/20/20. And then I wrote on the last one, Honey, We're Dead. You could add something else. You could write Beetlejuice. There's like really cool versions of Beetlejuice fonts if you Google it. Maybe you have a favorite quote from the movie and you're going to do that instead. So whatever you'd like to do. For your Beetlejuice drawing. So 4 is our highest so far. Did anyone get beyond 4? Megan, did you bail out on me or did you just not do trivia? I was really anticipating that she was going to kill it in the trivia, although I went with a little bit harder ones. And at this rate, Fiona is going to have quite a collection of drawings. Because if we don't have any higher than 4, then Fiona is our winner again. I think she's won the last 3 trivias. Let me go ahead and flip you guys around. Boop, boop, boop. All right, so I'll keep watching the comments. So far, it looks like our highest guess was 4, or our highest right answers were 4. I'm terrible at trivia. There she is. Damn it, Megan. Thank you very much. That was fun. It was a fun way to kick off October. I'm like such a scatterbrain tonight. I don't know what the deal is. They were kind of tough questions, Mom, I know. I tried to, maybe I need to like lighten it up a bit and make it a little less tricky. Okay, so there is no sip and draw next week. It is an off week. Thank you to everyone who might be here who signed up for the Patreon. I am just shy of, $200, which is awesome. So if you haven't signed up for that yet, you still can. That is something you can always sign up for as long as I'm still doing it. I will be drawing for Patreon members on Monday. So if you did join, I will be sending you a message tomorrow. I am pretty certain that you go on to my Patreon page in order to participate in that drawing. I am learning, so if that doesn't work, we will figure it out together because this is my first go at it. So I'm hoping that's how it works. We'll see, guys. It will be live most of the time. Those Patreon drawings will be live unless I'm telling you otherwise. So if you're a member of the Patreon, what I would just suggest is at the normal drawing time, 11:30 on Monday, go on to the Draw with Stacy Patreon. I have a feeling there will be a little box that will pop up. And if you are a member and you're logged in as a member, it will open for you, 11:30. They will be the same time as other drawings. So 11:30 on weekdays. For those bonus sip and draws that you get as a Patreon member, those will be at 8. We will do one the 24th. I was looking at the calendar of October. So if you are not a Patreon member, your next drawing will be this coming Wednesday. And you'll have one Wednesday, Friday, nothing Saturday. No one has anything Saturday. So again, thank you very much to everybody who signed up for that. I really appreciate it. Thanks again for coming along tonight. If you're not interested in the Patreon, but you still want to continue doing the sip and draws and just the weekday drawings, I do appreciate any tips that you send in. It helps me keep the ship afloat. So you can always do that. You can go to drawwithstacy.com and there's a link on there to leave tips. I usually suggest $5 donation if you're attending sip and draws. It's not mandatory. If you got it, do it. If you don't, no biggie. And that's all, guys. Happy drawing. Thanks for joining me this Saturday. Sorry I was such a ditz. I don't know what's going on. All right. Love you. Happy drawing. Bye.